the Rockets back to a 9-point disadvantage. There's Jimmer Fredette. Back out to Babbitt. No conscience. He'll shoot it anywhere.
Yeah, he's got a quick release as well, and he's up. He'll find time on the floor to give some space to Howard and Hart.
Why is that important, man? Babbitt fires away again.
Man, he just dominates in there, doesn't he?
You're King Kong in downtown New York, huh? There he goes. Fredette to the basket is fouled.
But you give yourself about 3 years of lifting weights every day, and you can really build up your muscles.
Years old, you're not fully developed yet. Got pushed around a little bit. He didn't really have a center either, and now he's got one in Omer Asik. That really helps him.
Too close.
Make it. Too close, right. Austin Rivers. Jimmer's going to try it again.
On the highlight reel.
That's right.
Coach Cho will have to put that one front and center tomorrow in tomorrow's film session.
They still call it a film session?
I don't know.
Jimmer for that to the coach. Jimmer for the three. Jeff Withey in the game now. And the 7-footer out of Kansas. Gets it over to Jimmer for.
Thanks to Ryan Anderson. It's up to 11. Fredette into the game for the first time. Good pocket pass. And with Ariza on Anthony Davis. So let's see if they can get him some opportunities. Fredette spacing. Makes the most of it. Giving it away. That just squirted free. The lob. Austin Rivers slams it. Fredette sets him up beautifully. Guard to guard. I like those lobs.
To show up a team.
They're on their feet again, David. This is good for the home crowd.
You love it from your home crowd. They really supported them, especially these last 5 or 6 games here at home. But you start there, get some easy baskets, get some things going. Kind of like Ryan Anderson. He had to start being more selective on his shots.
Jimmer's got the rhythm, doesn't he? Josh Smith. Remember, and Jimmer Fredette. Because he's got Papa Nicolau, a long guy on him, had the space.
We're mad of a player getting money. It's not if his agent gets it or they think he should get it, then fine. I'm all for it.
Jimmer, left-handed Jimmer.
And the finish. These are the worst kind of technicals because you feel like you didn't put the effort in. You didn't have the energy to play.
Roster. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And it'll be Jimmer Fredette, but in shorts.
He pushed it as far as he could, and then made sure he didn't turn it over. Yeah, he missed Anthony Davis, but he didn't turn it over, and then you get that result.
A Jimmer sighting. Fredette with the 3. 10-point advantage. Facing Fredette. And a little step-through action going to the free throw line. Jimmer Fredette is only about 101% of the free throw line. Goes to shoot on Fox Sports Go. Okay, Nielsen points. Boston, New England area. City was number 2. Fredette may want to take a shot. He's on his way out. And the finger roll will work. Little scoop action by Jimmer Fredette. Again, get your money's worth. In a 12-point game, catch and shoot. Yes! Eric Gordon. I don't know that guy.
If the Pelicans keep doing what they're doing, this is going to be an easy
What a pass. Fredette.
Going away. Wow.
What a pass by Fredette. They had that great run. They were 17-1 1 month. Reversing it, Fredette, they forgot about him. You can't leave him. Jimmer Fredette with a scream by us. 99-82. In New Orleans tonight with good reason. Fredette off the bench. They've been up all night long. Incons for Atlanta has come to an end. Fredette finding Anderson. I like the number 30 because that's the 30th assist of the night for the Pelicans.
A little answer from Fredette. He needs to score.
Fredette tries to drive it on Augustine, puts up the shot, fills it up, count it to forecourt against DJ Augustine. KCP's coming back.
Pelicans rebounding the ball defensively extremely well.
Fredette hit. Comes out. Brandon Jennings comes in. KCP for Jonas. Anthony Tolliver, and it went Jimmer's way.
Yeah, I didn't consider the other side of this equation, and that's that DJ Augustine had to guard him. He certainly did, as Fredette.
Over is the 13th, and that's low by their standards, averaging about 19 a game. Ryan Anderson, I don't think you have to worry.
The list of priorities have been handled.
I think it's a lock that you're getting fries on the ride home. Fredette is getting you there. You'll get your 6. 2:09 to play.
Oh, I'm not worried. Here comes 2 right here. Bang.
There you go. Down to with Tyreek Evans. Tracked by Larry Drew. His dad coached with the Cavaliers. Jimmer gets the roll. So
you got to do it that way sometimes. Run even your own people.
Fredette shoots 2. Third with 9 turnovers. That'll be taken Orlando. They lead by 7 now.
Get trouble scoring the basketball. Scoring just 12 in the third quarter is just not enough out there.
The take Fredette. He used Ryan Anderson well out of the wing.
Everybody's getting their averages tonight for the Sixers.
Jimmer Fredette. Time off the clock, you get it right back.
This right here, I mean, it's a made basket, but the way you get it,
it'll fall in. Out of town on the shot clock. And Jimmer will get the runner. So Fredette in double figures with 5 assists.
He made Detroit look like they did early in the season. Made him look awful. Just come and just blitz him from the beginning.
And Fredette trying to make the most of his minutes. He's got 23 off the bench. Now I'm talking about minutes with 12 points and back to the free throw line.
So he's got 23. What game have I been watching? 23 minutes. It's a nice play.
Well, I'm all ready for him. It's an 11-point contest player.
Yes.
He looks like he's already got a real nice skill set. I watched him in warm-ups. With an hour and a half ago the game, Quincy Pondexter. Nice entry inside. Fredette found him. They've got 12 that have been on that roster this year. I say on the roster this year because they've had player movement. And the little jump ball got a pretty one for Alexia Jensen, but Pondexter in trouble. Shot clock down. Jimmer Fredette knew where to go, didn't he? Right to the rim.
Yeah, head up the whole time.
Solid kid. He stays with the play there with Fredette making the extra pass to Jensen will take and get some. Then all of a sudden Nate was the odd man out, and they needed another big, so they brought in Kenyon Martin. Luke Babbitt coming up and off the.
Evaluated several different.
Well, we'll get an update from Jen. But right now she's in the back of the building. Jimmer didn't quit on the play, did he? And Kyrie Irving frustrated because he relaxed ever so slightly. Free. And Babbitt after the boards. Pelicans right now a little bit better, not by much. 12 to 11 in the glass. Jimmer Fredette. Nice little crossover action to split the double out top. When's the last time he saw a double?
Winding down, but instead they call a foul on Kevin.
Rivers, Jimmer Fredette in the game, throws it up with the left hand and scores. In his 4th year from BYU, he had much last year, but an excellent shooter. 19 of 21 last season. Misses the first, makes the second.
Losing his footing and loses possession.
We have seen similar situations where a jump ball.
Anderson with 8 on the shot clock. On the deck for Fredette. Manu tapped it for a moment. Fredette and up and under. Well, he led the with Fredette.
They're very creative and clever, and again, you give a great shooter like that just a crack of daylight or a glimpse of the rim, they're going to make a nice percentage of those.
Parker, 26. The rest of the club is going to have to facilitate a little bit with that trio. Fredette knocks down the fadeaway.
Oh, that's a nice move there by Jimmer Fredette, able to come to a jump stop.
2 of 7, but that's a big bucket. It's back to a 10-point game.
You don't see enough guards doing this anymore.
Right.
This is what it was like when I was a backup point guard coming in this league.
Fredette. Yes. Right in front of his own bench, and the guys are up for Jimmer as he brings it back to a 7-point game. Action, Ginobili. And a break. It'll be Ginobili with Fredette going to the free throw line.
Hey, you know what?
50-50.
Well, Ginobili gets to it first. Here's Fredette from the corner and knocks down the 3, a shot he really needs. But that's a 50-50 ball where did he at the same time?
Yeah, it was one little short dribble for the Pelicans as Fredette just got that triple. All of a sudden, This is the closest the Pels have been in the second half. It's been an 8 for AD so far. Boy, wherever AD's bruised at the end of the night, wherever he goes, he's taking a pounding. Fredette got it. All of a sudden, 2-point game. You don't talk comebacks around here, do you?
Is that an 8-0 run by Jimmer?
It is.
The one-man wrecking crew.
You know, Reek is.
Once he starts hitting shots, they're going to tighten up the defense just a little bit, but he's open there. He knocks down the shot. That's what they want to see from him. The last couple of games he's come in, gave
by his standards. Holiday upset. You can tell. Jimmer on the run. Got the runner. A little teardrop roll. Boy, the separation he had, the rim and Duncan. It's 11 boards for Omer Asik. Jimmer Fredette for the lead. Got it. Jimmer Fredette, the catalyst late in the third, early in the fourth. He has yet to miss. He's 4-4 and he's got 12 points.
Anthony Davis
takes it away. It's on to Fredette. Nobody at home, and the Pelicans are back up by 5. Timeout San Antonio.
They got to get into their offense. Get a lot quicker. They get it into him. They're double team now. Whoever gets the kick out is in trouble. Nice steal by Anthony Davis. And up ahead to Jimmer. I thought Jimmer might throw it off the glass or do something. No, he wouldn't do that. He made
minutes. He has 3 fouls. Jimmer Fredette.
Oh, you can't leave him.
Jump shot.
Easy for the Nets. We saw Lopez miss a couple from that range. Plumlee now missing.
Here's Fredette. Open man, Pondexter. Confident ball from Fredette. Or he was just pulling an Arthur Fonzarelli. One or the other.
Hey.
Elliott Wood. So New Orleans will improve to 14-18 on the road this season, 15-14 against Eastern Conference competition.
Getting some invaluable minutes and experience for the road ahead.
All right, Jen, thank you. Here's the Jimmer. You were talking about Jimmer's out there.
Oh, baby.
That teardrop. I like the scoop. Kind of got under the big and then flip it up.
Nuggets on November 12th. So 2 teams coming off hot games. Monday's going to be a great one, Joel.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge, and it's the first of a back-to-back. Jimmer, we know what he can do on the arc. 133-81. Mitchell, 11 years a Wolf, and then back as an assistant coach now. Really good people on that bench. So it's going to work there. They're headed to the, you call me? 3:04 left. On the second team foul. And Fredette, nice take. It's on its way down, and that is a new franchise record. The Pelicans have 137 points.
In the last 15 games, the Knicks have trailed by double figures, at least at one point in the game. Fredette back out to Gordon. Gordon sets and hits the three-pointer. Loss for this team as they try and make the playoffs this year. The next day, they get on the team bus thinking they're going to practice in Toronto. It was Saturday afternoon. And instead of going to practice, the bus made a detour and they went to a bowling alley and they bowled for a few hours altogether. Kind of blow off some steam.
That was a good move.
Fredette as the shot clock expires.
Almost got his rebound.
Almost a deflection. How about this shot from Fredette? He got hit in the head.
10 feet away right there at the dotted line. Banking and thinking.
6 points, 4 rebounds for Amari Stoudemire. Larkin putting pressure on Fredette. Fredette again gets in the paint and rolls it in. He got hit in the face again.
It's got that soft little tiered unit out there now on both ends of the floor.
Fredette. Larkin lost him momentarily. You can't do that. Fredette finds a Jinsa.
Raptors battling back here, shooting just 26%. Jimmer Fredette out of Glens Falls, New York at the buzzer. Count the 2.
That's what he does. Jimmer Fredette knocking down that.
5-point advantage. Here's a Jinsa. And the Jinsa just banks it in.
Getting it done. The big
Mark Lalonde, the editor, putting that together. He's now going to get some pressure to put it up or down.
Right.
You know, fans are good.
You can have your own 30-minute show.
Screen. Vasquez now backing down on Fredette. Gives it to Lowry.
Wants
7
it
on
back.
the clock. Yep. 5 of the clock. Spins end line. Jumper doesn't go. Here's Fredette pushing 3-on-2. Amir hustling back. Fredette underneath and the foul. 3:40 to go.
And you see what the Raptors are trying to do, trying to get a one-on-one situation. And that's not what the Raptors were doing when they built up this lead. They were getting it from points off D, pushing that ball to the floor, moving the basketball, making that quick pass to get a good shot. So you really want to try to avoid too many one-on-one situations.
For Golden State, John Salmon's in for the first time tonight. Deep into the shot clock, got to make a decision. Barbosa on Fredette, good lead. Dante Cunningham, he's got 2. On his 3 of 3, he only had 2 points. Struggled yesterday from the field. It figures. Final 7 of the shot clock. Jimmer on the run. Man, good idea. Got Draymond Green.
Houston looking at Marcus Morris, who came over from the Houston Rockets. It'll be Jimmer Fredette. Beautiful pass. Ryan Anderson will finish it off. Nice create. Jimmer Fredette trying to find some space. Kind of trapped. And creates his own that time. May have changed his pivot foot, but who counts? Yeah. He's talking to the press a lot. Ashik wanted to go, and he will. He faked. It was a show and go. Which is good to see, because not that he's passive, but he's unselfish. And now he's going right back at it. Jimmer Fredette's got 3 assists, by the way. I mean, he's finding his teammates.
He is, and Ashik is
keeps it away from Len. He's got Jimmer. Drew wanted to go that way. He will.
Oh, nice.
Boy, running the floor. So Fredette puts him up by 2.
Shooter. And this is his chance to get some meaningless points.
Well, no, I don't.
Into the fight.
79-75. Fredette up against Isaiah Thomas. Post him up. Take him every time to the rim.
That's 6'4" against 5.
It's blocked away. Fredette goes low. He finds Anderson. Good look for Ryan. Got it. Heads up play, going low and shortening things like Jimmer Fredette did with the dive. Or not. It'll be Jimmer Fredette going to the free throw line. So Jimmer Fredette in his 21st minute of the game. It seems like his 21st minute of the year. Goes to the stripe with 7 points, 4 assists, and played a really. He didn't join us earlier tonight. He was involved, and when the Pelicans were rolling, he was finding his teammates.
He was driving the basketball.
To put 0.3 of a second back on the clock.
And he can feel real good about himself if he knocks these 2 down, which I expect him to do. You know what I do. And he's doing the same thing right now. You know what I do.
One of the great scorers in college basketball history at BYU. And boy, made it look easy.
The air. Smart play by Fredette.
Just a quick push up the floor. Gather
and they want to see it. Look like he was beyond the arc. They want to see if it's 3, as Chris Paul just split a pair. So it's a 9-point game. But it looked, and we're blocked a little bit. He's at the opposite end from us, but it looked like he was behind
like he curled the toe.
Oh, yeah, that's a pro.
That's 3.
That's a pro.
Curling the toe.
You gotta
love it.
I think we said that simultaneously.
Yeah. We're hanging out too much, Joel.
You said it.
Guy that you would want in these situations at the end of games at the free throw line. Waiting, I don't want to jinx him too much.
And it was a 10-point game. They shot it early, gave up the free throws, gave up 1 for 2, and then got 3-point. They got 3-point opportunity, so this may work out better.
Just like you planned it.
Yeah, I mean, you're already up 11, so it's better right now. Now, don't give up a deuce.
Well,
out of the quarter ending, so come on, get a bucket here.
Turkoglu on the floor. Fredette getting around Austin Rivers. Will they get a roll? Yes! Up to 14 and counting. A little more than 11 to play. Now,
hey, we are trying to foul, so make sure you blow the whistle quickly.
Austin Rivers is going to be covering Jimmer Fredette now. Got to get it in. Gordon's got it. And over to Fredette. Hold on to it. And Jimmer is going to the line. Well, is that the ultimate?
You got to love that. You got to love that. You give Eric Gordon 2 dribbles and you don't foul him, and then you get it over to one of the better free throw shooters on this team. How did they let that happen?
Yeah, I'll tell you his numbers. 24 of 26 after the make. I didn't want to jinx the first. Now it's a 4-point game. Wow. I may be at the fairgrounds tomorrow after a night like this, if it stays this way. 17.9 to play. Expect the unexpected, though, from this team. There have been games where we thought they automatically should win. They did. Games where we thought they were going to be down and couldn't possibly come up with that, and they did. And Jimmer Fredette has just put them up by 5. So expect the unexpected. Kind of surprised. Where's Fredette? Here he comes. Jimmer Fredette as well.
Yeah, they want the clock to change. The clock ran a couple of tenths, a couple of seconds all when you have to go get it. And there it is. That's a good play.
Fredette going to the free throw line, trying to put the Pelicans up by 3. And Jimmer Fredette as good, and he hasn't had a large sample size, but as good as anybody on the Pelicans at the free throw line this year. And in fact, Jimmer Fredette is at 94%, 34 of 36. Now, how tough is this, David? You tell us. Coming off the bench, you haven't played a second tonight.
It's really tough, and you just have to trust what you do every day in practice, and come down and try to knock down 2 free throws, give your team a 3-point lead. But he's a good free throw shooter.
Toronto, at least according to all calculations, is out of timeouts, so they cannot advance it off the make. Now defense. Situational substitutions as Asik is back in.
So it's very important to match up, not let them roll the ball and get it to half court without anybody contesting. You got to talk Jimmer. Where's his matchup? Where's his matchup?
And no fouls. Kyle Lowry trying to tie it up over Asik. And here it goes. The Pelicans prevail, come from behind, and stun the Toronto Raptors tonight after trailing by as many as 18.
Sweep this team. Sweep this team without Anthony Davis playing in either game.
Hour for the Magic. Nice, and that's where they can really hurt you. Fredette, Willie Green, step.
Magic fan.
Back for the Magic, number 9, Nick.
Davis now 7 rebounds. Lost it. Fredette got it back.
Pelicans have been moving the basketball, starting to hit him in rhythm, get him some good open shots.
Fredette, pretty pass. Drew Perkins over Anthony Davis with the easy one. Fredette on the assist. Anderson had the 3 rim out, and Jimmer on the run. So they're running out of Jimmer, and he's running right by him.
I'm sure it was healthy. He didn't want that foul call, but I like the way Jimmer moving and grooving, getting the ball to his superstar.
Stafford as Ish Smith is into the game guarding Jimmer Fredette. And he finds Anthony Davis at the high post. Nice little rub and a little pick.
Efficiency of what they played at in that game was almost flawless, especially in that second half.
Anderson opens up the second quarter with a 3 ball that makes it. Runner from there went on to that 11-point victory. Jimmer Fredette had a tough shooting night the other night. Collison a little bad luck here. Jackson did well to shut down Anderson at the 3-point line.
Must have been the talk they had in the huddle between the quarter, not allowing them to get those drives to the basket as Jimmer Fredette does on the goaltend by Reggie Jackson.
Came off the glass, and once it does, then you can't touch it.
By the Thunder here in this second quarter. Packing the paint, not allowing any passing lane.
That's where Fredette is more comfortable, though, to your point. And Scott Brooks calls time. Fredette on the run, leaves it for Punt.
With Drew Holiday and the game winner. So both clocks are gone. Spin to the rack. Wasn't on down. Could have had Kyle Korver there. And he's on a user-friendly contract in Atlanta. Let him go. Aaron Brooks at the buzzer. And it kind of finishes Ryan Anderson, right man, to have. They're at 86% from the stripe. Aaron Brooks and Jimmer Fredette It looked like it was off the hands of Noah anyway. It's a 5-on-4. Gordon got the contact. Boy, he can't buy a whistle.
He doesn't get those calls.
As a parent. Fredette all the way with the left hand. Nice little scoop by Jimmer Fredette. Ball. Couldn't break it. He tried to hang on the rim and lost it. He gets the triple. Chicago is now 4 of 8 from beyond the arc. Fredette. Little mid-range game. He's going to the free throw line. No room to land.
Huge. Big play.
Yeah, Jimmer's got a couple of buckets and looking pretty efficient off the bench.
Well, he needs some contact and he needs somebody knocking him down. Line. Joey Crawford doing a great job of making sure the table and the time clock and everybody are all on the same page. It's a lot of work when the clock goes out.
Attack Derrick Rose.
You don't want him there, especially because you don't expect Jimmer is not expected to stop him by himself. People have to get in front. Again, nobody stops the ball. Keep going.
Oh, Whippy. And he's going to get the contact. 2:40.
Basketball needs to be played if they want a chance, because Oklahoma City has that capability. Can they match it?
Jimmer Fredette leading it off, and Agenza's going to shoot 2.
You know, when you stop playing basketball, what do you do? And he's always been a big man. Hopefully he's been taking care of himself.
Fredette, Walsh, and the big guy after the miss got back to help out on transition D. Jimmer Fredette goes to the line, looking for the 3-point play. Nice little spurt by the Pels. As I said, just get it down to a manageable deficit of the break.
Yeah. But you know what? If they get it down to manageable, they got to make sure they come out in the third quarter with this pace. This pace is how they're going to get back in the game, and this is how they're going to play with not so much resistance. That's a good drive and finish by Fredette.
And right now it's the bench that is getting back into the game. Withy's got 3 off the bench. Bucket and a good look, too good a look. Jimmer Fredette out of nowhere. They're way over their average, and they're there now. Jimmer Fredette almost got caught in the air, but he finds Babbitt. One thing proposition, if you see them in the first round of the playoffs, they've got vets, and they got their floor general back, George Hill. Nice take. Jimmer Fredette into the game for the first time. The young man who made the squad, not drafted. And Jimmer finding it inside. Whittington, a 23-year-old rookie out of Western Michigan. As Jimmer Fredette picks up the dime. He's got Fredette gets his second assist. Kind of a nice balance. And their tempo is built for the postseason. The run by Tony Douglas. They took last year in the first round at Arizona. Has put together some nice minutes for them. Withy on the trail into double figures. Fredette wanted to go to the middle, and then they
he's definitely giving himself a chance.
Step back for Douglas.